Welcome to the ITP Live Show, and today I'm so excited that Laura is not with us. We actually missed you, Laura, but we have great, amazing ladies with us. We have Millie, the editor-in-chief of Cosmopolitan Middle East, and Amni, the first curvy model in the Arab world. So we're going to talk about how to shatter stereotypes in media and in society. I want you girls to introduce yourself.
My name's Millie. I'm the editor-in-chief of Cosmo Middle East. I started at Cosmo in January, and we're very excited to be leading the brand into shattering stereotypes now.
So what are the new things that you have implemented, and what is your new strategy?
So one of the things that I implemented sort of immediately was to stop talking about anything related to diets, weight loss, being skinny, how to get a flat stomach, anything like that. There's such a shameful amount of content around that subject out there, and especially for Cosmo, a brand that's targeting young girls. We're the first type of media that they read when they're kind of making up their mind about life. Yeah. And we don't want to be part of that conversation that's telling them that their worth is going to be based on their weight or their looks or anything like that.
I'm so happy that you're doing all these amazing changes. And growing up, my generation, which is millennials, we grew up on unrealistic stuff all the time. And thank God for people like Amni who just speak out about it and just is fierce and amazing about it. So tell us more about it, Amni.
I'm a third culture kid. So I grew up in Dubai, but yeah, I'm French educated. So I'm mixed between an Arabic and a French environment. And in my French environment, French friends, French family, it's like, you have to be thin, you have to have this, you have to have straight hair, you have to look like that. And then in the Arabic environment, it's like, you need to look really good to have a good husband, otherwise you're not representing the family. When you look a specific way you can't represent the family like this. So I never found myself in whatever environment I go to, I never found myself comfortable and I never found myself confident.
And I also filmed with you when we filmed this episode for Perfection on our show. So basically we swapped bodies, with you being a curvy model and our influencer Layla Il being the standard body that everyone looks for. So we basically swapped your bodies with Photoshop, and you didn't wear any Spanx, and you didn't care that the world can see your actual curves. Because you're like,
yeah, because
that's how I look. I'm not proportional, and it's okay not to be proportional.
Yeah.
Because this is what plus size models usually preach.
Do you know what? I think a lot of it has kind of happened as a kind of consequence of social media, because people are so vocal now, especially women. Like, everyone has found their voice, everyone isn't afraid to use it. And I think this movement kind of happened where everyone kind of stood together and they were like, these size 6s that you're putting on every single magazine cover, like that is representing such a tiny percentage of the world.
People want to relate to things. Like, I think really people now, when they go on Instagram, and this is my theory before I post anything, like, I don't want any single person that goes on my feed and goes like, I wish I was her, I wish I had her life. That is something that I hate, because I'm not perfect, I'm filled with imperfections. And I don't want, like, honestly, for me, the word role model disturbs me.
A lot of this kind of stuff, these body positivity movements, start with mainstream media, and the mainstream media here hasn't been cancelling diet culture and not talking about weight loss and things like that. So I'm hoping that the more it catches on, the more that it will just become the norm.
You know what I want to see? I don't want to be called from modeling agencies and like from talent management agencies that I work with and book me as, oh, hey, Amani, can you tell us about this, that? But like, I want to be booked as, oh, hey, Amani, come shoot this as a normal model. You see what I mean? I feel like people use me for my title just to talk, but not use me for what I actually do.
And imagine you tomorrow, you suddenly lose all the weight and you fit in the standards. It's gonna make you look bad because this is your brand. And then you're gonna need another approach to your brand to make it relatable, to make it whatever. For example, Adele now lost all the weight and her talent was always associated to her being curvy.
I completely agree with you, Rahana, because when that picture came out, it made headlines everywhere. And it was a bit like, well, when was the last time Adele made that many headlines? She made more headlines because of her body than she has about her music. And I think the more that the more that we kind of want to know about the weight loss and the reasons behind it, the more we're kind of perpetuating this conversation around women's bodies. And I think, trust me, I'm quite intrigued as well. Like, I want to know, did she just hit the gym hard? Or, you know, I think the hungrier that we are to know about her weight loss, that's what in turn will make the media publish more stories about it.
Because they get traffic for it. Millie, you just did an amazing milestone with Cosmo, but Middle East, by putting the first Arabic cover guy. And I'm so happy for Hindash. However, I'm so disappointed because I asked for it first. I fit, no? That was crazy. Moving on.
There were a lot of reasons that I wanted to put Hindash on the cover. So first of all, I think the question is, how do we choose who we put on a cover? Like, what is a cover star? What does that mean? And the cover star is someone that the reader can basically see themselves in. You know, like the Cosmo reader would pick up the magazine and be like, yes, I relate. It goes back to that relatability we were talking about. So Hindash is a makeup artist, and all his work and his career has been centered on doing women's makeup and making women feel empowered and making women feel confident and making them feel the best versions of themselves. So why wouldn't we put someone on the cover whose work and whose life is about giving back to women? You know, he is as much as the Cosmo community as every other woman that we've had on the cover.
I agree with her.
I absolutely love this. I absolutely love this. Thank you guys for coming today. It was such an interesting conversation. Let's always stay true to ourselves, and let's just kick. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and thank you guys for coming today.